first, we'll review Chronic, which we saw at the Tyneside Cinema this week.
Yeah, we nearly missed this. So I'm glad we did see it, because obviously we are busy people, so
Yeah.
we managed to fit this in, thankfully, and I'm glad we did. So it's directed by Michel Franco. He won an award at a Cannes Film Festival in 2012 for his film After Lucia.
And best screenplay for this.
Oh, there you go. So excellent. Yeah. So Chronic stars Tim Roth. He is probably the only big. Yeah, he is the only big name member of the cast.
I believe so.
Yeah, and basically, if you don't know what the story is, it follows him. He is a carer, and he basically follows people with debilitating illnesses or illnesses like ALS.
ELS, AIDS,
yeah, and motor neuron syndrome, stuff like that, where the patients can't move, or they have serious problems showering or going to the toilet or even making food for themselves. So he basically goes from patient to patient, and he likes to stay with them throughout all of their problems, and often until death, and then he visits their funerals also. So he's a very dedicated carer. And Tim Roth, this is easily one of my favourite performances from him, because it is really, really great. The tone for this film, as you would expect from the film, if you don't expect what's coming, you can kind of understand from the plot, because it is very, very sad
and dour,
and really dour and dark. I mean, it is really just essentially a trip of one man who's so dedicated in his job that he goes through all this pain and suffering, and he's got his own personal problems as well. I mean, he has his daughter sort of estranged, so his wife's been away for a while, because they've all been broken up by this tragedy, which obviously is part of the film, but you can see that for yourself. And very much Tim Roth, you see all of the fear and the anger, and it's just the really, like, I guess, the weight of the world in his face, because you see just everything that he's gone through, and he's just sort of keeping it there, like barely keeping it there. Sometimes you can see him breaking through as his patients sort of have panic attacks or have really bad reactions to their illnesses, and it's really, really heartbreaking to see. And he plays it so wonderfully, because you really do sense that, yes, this is Tim Roth playing a carer, and yes, he is incredibly dedicated to what he does, and it really, really stands on its own 2 feet because of Tim Roth's masterful performance.
What I like is that from the very beginning we know there's something a little bit off about him in the way that he talks to people, and the way that he interacts, and just about his face, it's almost like sort of robotic. Like, it's got a sort of emotionless feel to him. He goes to the funeral, and he turns down the lift. Who I think is that the boss from Workaholics in the car.
I think it was. I think it was John.
That's besides the point. There's something very early on that you know, and it continues through the film, and then something else happens in the film, and you kind of think, is it just by nature? Is something a bit strange? So there's always that thing that keeps you guessing, and I think it's not helped by the fact that there's no music. The colours are all natural, so it looks as if it could be happening right in front of your eyes. The long takes are very uneasy.
Oh, yes, incredibly patient.
And for a lot of the time, there's very limited dialogue, and there's certain movements of like body fluid, that just come out of nowhere, and you can't. It is a pretty sad experience, but I like Tim Roth the way he plays it.
He just seems sort of emotionless, but not like I guess that
probably battle scarred.
I think it's because as I was saying, you do see the anger and the fear and the frustration with what's going on with his patients, but you go along with it because he has got that incredibly compassionate heart within that character. You really see him sort of break down with it, and it is just, you get along with his journey, and to its credit, you're never out of that, and it is a very patient film. It does let you interact with it, and as he goes from patient to patient, he's just getting on with it because that is his job, and it really just makes you appreciate carers even more if you didn't already.
Yeah.
Because I could never do that. I'd be broke within a day. And some of the scenes where he's interacting with the patients are just it's really distressing.
Yeah.
I would say don't go see this film if you are easily distressed by this kind of content, because it is very distressing.
Obviously, we can't talk about the ending.
Yeah,
but we can say that it's Franco's previous work has got similar controversy for the kind of things that it's done. Certain long takes I was reading about, and this will probably cause a similar sort of reaction if a lot of people see it. Something happens at the end. Do you think, for those who've seen it, you understand what we're talking about? Do you think it betrays the film at all? Do you think it's a tonal shift that doesn't work?
It made me think, and that's why I liked it.
Yeah. Even like, I mean, the film's kind of so unrelentingly grim throughout the full way. It didn't really feel like a tone shift at all. No. It's just another thing that happens. Just can't really do anything about it.
That's life.
But I feel like it is sort of questioning whether he should have earned something or not. I'm trying not to go into spoiler territory, but it makes you think about it and makes you get into it and sort of think if that was a fitting end or not. So you've got to give credit to Franco for that.
Yeah, very, very interesting character study. Yeah. I really, even though it was unrelentingly grim, I did enjoy its kind of Haneke-esque objectivity in the style. So.
I really liked it. Yeah. What I did like is just because the lights didn't go up in the cinema, people were staying behind at the end for the credits, like
post-credits.
That was some kind of Marvel post-credit scene, like
Tim Roth wakes up and
wiping a bum.
Well, remember he was the villain in Incredible Hulk. So
maybe like Nick Fury pops out like
he's thinking if I wasn't in the special forces.
We want you for the
Avengers. We're making a team. We'll put in a team.
That's Chronic. It's at the Tyneside Cinema and on VOD. We all recommend.